So I have a confession to make. I used to be such a workaholic before. Like, I thought that the only way to achieve real financial freedom is to work really, really hard. But 6 years later, I was wrong because I ended up in the complete opposite direction. But fast forward to now that I have achieved my version of financial freedom, I can tell you what I did right and how I stopped working hard and what you can do instead so you can enjoy life more and work smart. What's up guys, it's Nick. As you know, I'm a recovered shopaholic, now a money mindset coach, empowering working professionals to fund their dreams into reality. Also happy to declare that I'm a recovered workaholic too. Like, I used to be the person who glorified working late, hustling, doing overtime because that meant I deserved my income and I had value to share. But in reality, that actually prevented me from pursuing my actual dreams and being financially free. Having been coaching corporate professionals, freelancers, small business owners, I felt the need to talk about this because I've been really helping them free themselves from working really hard and putting unnecessary stress on themselves and actually enjoy their hard-earned money more and work smart and work more efficiently. I want to shout out my client Kath, who recently graduated from my program, and that's exactly what she's been through inside my program. She realized that the program really opened her eyes in having a new mindset that she can actually enjoy her hard-earned money right now while she's enjoying earning from doing what she loves and also saving up for her future goals. Because we think that we need to work our butts off today and like retire early, but that's like years down the road, so we feel miserable, stuck, and overworked. But in reality, we can have the best of both worlds. We can really enjoy working and at the same time enjoy life more, enjoy hobbies, enjoy the things that really spark joy in your life. So if you're all about that, then make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel because I do have a new video every single week. Now let's get into why I stopped working hard to be financially free and what you can do instead. First reason why I stopped working hard is because I realized hard work only attracts more hard work. Because if you believe that the only way to be successful, to be financially free, is to work really hard, then that will only create more hard work for yourself. Like for me, I thought that, okay, the only way for me to get promoted, the only way for me to get good income is to really work my butt off even though I'm really tired, even though I'm exhausted, even though like all I do is keep saying yes to people around me, especially when I was in corporate, you know? And so I was led to believe that if hindi ako pagod, if hindi masakit ulo ko, then it means that I didn't really push myself to the limit. And I realized that kahit lumipat ako ng trabaho, kahit saan man ako mapunta, when I first wanted to start my own business, that's also how I operate. And so kahit na may business ka, kahit na nasa corporate ka, if you believe that hard work, really hard work is the only way to have good income, to make the most of your earning capacity, then that's what you'll constantly receive from what you do. And so it really changed things for me when I thought, okay, if I want to create an easier path, then I need to understand now, how can I make things easier for me? Because sometimes we think we need to always go the extra mile, even if pagod na tayo, even if we're overworked, even if we're burnt out. And that's like something that is subconsciously you telling yourself. Like I had a client who, she realized that she grew up in a household that if you don't hustle, if you don't work hard, then you go nowhere and you end up nowhere. And then she realized that she took that with her because even if she already had good income in starting her business, she still worked as if she's in survival mode. But if you want that to be your definition of hard work, then that's what will continuously be your definition of being successful, even if you're 40 and you're 50 and you still want to operate in that way. Because what happens is you won't have enough time to actually enjoy your hard-earned money. And that's what I realized, that this needs to stop. You know, I was like that in corporate, and I knew that when I transitioned to being a business owner, entrepreneur, that stops now. That stops. I need to find a smarter way of working. I need to work smarter. I need to work more efficiently. Like my new belief is that I can run my business with ease, simplicity, and excitement. And what happens is when I believe that, all of my actions revolved around that. And as a result, all of the things that I do for my business is going to be done with ease. And so if I believe that work can be done with ease, then I attract more work that can be done with ease. And I'm gonna talk about later on the 3 things that you can do instead of always working your butt off that allowed me to be financially free. So stay tuned till the very end. Second reason why I stopped working really hard to be financially free is because I don't want to retire tired. And this was a description that was brought up by one of my clients, and it's not talked about enough. We keep talking about retire early, retire as soon as possible. But what's the point of retiring early if you're just tired? If you didn't maximize, if you didn't enjoy the peak of your youth, especially most of the people who watch my channel, you guys are in your 20s or early 30s. And that's the time when we have the highest energy. And if we retire and we basically have lower energy, we won't be able to maximize the same things that we could have done when we were younger. Like spending more time with family, like having, more conversations with people we care about, our loved ones, our friends, our partners, and exploring more hobbies and exciting things outside of work. We think that, what happens is work just revolves around our life, when in fact, work should just be a portion of our lives. We should be out there and finding a way to strike a balance between the two. And, one of the things that really helped me with that is making sure that I had the freedom of choice. And that's why I talk a lot about having a freedom fund, because having a freedom fund gave me that freedom of choice rather than always thinking about a retirement fund. That's for like when you're 60, but how about right now? Are you enjoying right now? Are you striking the balance of working, doing what you love, and actually enjoying outside of work and just enjoy simply being? That's what we forget because we keep focused on the doing and the working and busying ourselves, and that leaves us empty and unfulfilled. Third reason why I stopped working hard is because I want work-life harmony. And that's, in relation to what I mentioned earlier, is that life is not just about working so that you could get money, because money is not the goal, as I keep talking about. Money is just the tool for you to live better and enjoy life more. So if you're constantly focused on working hard, then you don't get to create that harmony of actually just living your best life and actually taking a pause and thinking about, like, is this my dream life? Every day, am I taking the step towards the life I want, or am I delaying? Or am I in a different direction? Am I going to a different route that leads to a different destination, to a different dream that isn't mine? Because what I realized is, I thought that if I worked really, really hard, eventually I would get to a higher position. I would get a different role that would have work-life harmony. But it doesn't work that way. You need to create work-life harmony now so that when you get to a higher position, if you get to have that business, you still have work-life harmony. You decide to create that work-life harmony today so that when you get to the next level, you still enjoy the result of having work-life harmony in your life. And for me, that's the definition of real financial freedom. When you have harmony in doing the work that you do that you love, and actually spending time in doing things that you enjoy outside of work. So at this point, you're like, Nick, okay, I get it. Sobrang natamaan ako. I used to be that kind of person, and I also want to stop working hard. So in this next part of the video, I'm gonna share with you 3 options that you can do so that you can practice not working hard, but working smart and enjoying more. First step is challenge your limiting beliefs. This is one of the things that I love coaching my clients on, because it allows them to open up new paths, open up new solutions besides working hard. When we are such dreamers and we are so ambitious, which are all good things, we think that all of that is attached to working our butts off. Even if we've already maxed out ourselves, we're already burnt out and really exhausted. But in reality, what if there's an easier path? And oftentimes, it's really, really deeply rooted in our subconscious beliefs, and it dictates how we work. So for instance, one of my clients, she saw with her mom that because her mom is a single mom, she saw that growing up, her mom never stopped working. She never stopped working, and that's the only way that they were able to pick themselves up. And that's amazing. That's something that she is proud of, that her mom was able to do. But now that she grew up, now that she became an adult, she realized that she really adapted that she continues to work hard sacrificially. Even if wala nang natitira sa kanya, even latak na lang yung natitira sa sweldo niya, because all she does is give away. Now she finds herself guilty when she does want to reward herself. She feels like it's selfish, that she becomes a selfish daughter if she doesn't put everyone else first and her last. And at the same time, that allowed her to always say yes to everyone and Like, she finds it hard to set boundaries and work and ends up working really late. And she realized that what's the point of my mom working really hard for us growing up if I'm not enjoying my life today, if I'm not living my life on my terms today? And that was such a huge breakthrough, because that freed her from that belief that in order to be the best daughter, in order to be successful, I always need to push myself to the limit, even if I'm already tired, even if I only sleep 4 hours a day. And she realized that I don't want the hard work of my mom to go to waste if all I'm doing today is being miserable and empty and unfulfilled and unhappy. And she also realized that when she challenged that belief that she grew up with, that her best output only happens when she is well rested. Think about that. Think about the times when you actually had proper hours of sleep, when you actually just took a time to take a break, when you actually enjoyed your weekends, when you actually talked to your parents, when you actually enjoyed talking to people you care about. That's when you actually recharge and feel more excited to go back to work again. And from there, she learned how to set boundaries already in saying no to more work, because you can find a way to create a different path, just like my clients have. One of my clients who just went through our first coaching session, and then the week after that, she realized, like, oh my gosh, my mindset has already shifted. I used to be such a person who just kept thinking that I need to work hard to survive, and that's what she attracted. Versus, she realizes she could shift her mindset into, I can actually attract limitless abundance if I put in the right amount of work. And it come to me easily. It can come to me easily. Ask me like 2 years ago, maybe 1 year ago, I'd be like, what? I don't think so. I learned to challenge myself. It was something that I faced head on, like, Nik, who told you that you always have to work late in order to validate if you're successful, to validate your worth, to validate your income, when in fact, you as you are, you give value, period. And so what I love helping my clients with is creating an action plan to challenge those beliefs so that they will arrive at a different desired reality that they actually want. One of my clients that I mentioned earlier, from thinking that she always needs to sacrifice herself and not prioritize herself because that makes her feel guilty, now she was able to realize that this is my time to actually have the dream wedding that I want with the partner that I love, and to pursue my dream of working in Singapore. And I just can't help but feel so proud when my clients shift to a different mindset, seeing that there is a way to balance prioritizing themselves, but also sharing that overflow to the people around them. By the way, if you're curious about my one-on-one coaching program and to check if my systems could work for you, you can check the link in my bio below, and that's where I share, like, I have a specific module about unlearning limiting beliefs. And this is one of the most emotional sessions that I go through with my clients, because it's very, very important to face these fears that have been holding you down. Because I realized that even if I had the savings but I still had the fears, I wouldn't have acted on my dream business. I wouldn't have acted on doing what I actually love. What my clients realized is the dreams that they've been delaying, they were actually able to do in like less than 8 weeks with me. Second step that you can do is give yourself permission to get paid doing what you love. Yes, you can get paid doing what you love. I thought, one of my limiting beliefs was I just need to work hard and life sucks. I just need to suck it up. That's just part of being an adult. That's what I thought. That you wake up and you feel miserable about, working, and that's just life. And so that's what I attracted. But in reality, that's not the case. That was a lie. That was BS that I was telling myself. And this is also something that I coach my clients on when they think that there is no way out, that this is the only thing that I meant to do, to keep doing side hustles that I don't like, but I need it because I need the money, or I need to do this business because everyone is making money out of it, even though I have huge resistance around it. If you have the same mindset and if you have the same belief around it, then you arrive at the same outcome. Just like I was, for 6 years, because I kept believing that. But the good news is your thoughts, your beliefs are not facts. You can shift them. You can take control of them, and know that if you're not happy with where you are, then what can you do differently to create the reality that you want. So for instance, for me, I gave corporate a shot for 6 years, you know, because that's what they said about what makes you successful and what, you know, having a stable income looks like. And so I gave it a shot. And I feel like I gave it my best shot for 6 years. But I just reached a breaking point where I was like, this is just not aligned with my values. This is not aligned with my purpose anymore. And as much as I kept denying it and I kept pushing it aside, it just kept going back and going back to me. And it was my unconscious telling me, it was my intuition telling me. That's what I'm just so passionate about with my clients tapping into, is that when they tap into their unconscious, their intuition, they realize what they've actually wanted to do all along. Like, all of my clients have unique careers that they enjoy doing and they eventually pursued. And for me, I just told myself, like, I'll give it my 1 year all in to actually do what I love, to start the business that I want, to create the content that I really want to fully express my truth. And that's what I did. That's what I did, and 1 year all in, and here I am. And I realized that I really needed to hit my breaking point so I could create my breakthrough. Third thing you can do to stop working so hard is to create a mini retirement plan. This is something that I read about in the 4-Hour Workweek book, and it really opened my eyes to, like, how come we're always just focusing on retiring when we're 60 or retiring early when we're 50 or 40, when in fact we can strike a balance of already having mini retirement plans right here, right now. One of my clients, that's one of her goals, is that she travels more often in a year. You know, one of my clients, like, she just wants to make sure that she's able to create more experiences and go to places more and have more adventures, and finally have that down payment for a property that she always wanted to be in, to have her own place. And having that mini retirement plan really varies per person, and this really allows you to not only focus on work, but like actually have something to look forward to in the weekends, have something to look forward to every quarter. Like, for me, I'm so excited to share with you guys the trip that I have been always wanted to book. And I know that this is something that I've always wanted. Ever since I started my business, I always wanted to have just a 1 week solo beach trip of just literally doing nothing. Doing nothing, as if like I'm retired. You know, like, who says you can just do that when you're retired, when you can strike a balance now? And that's what I did. I was able to book my dream trip to Coron, Palawan. It's for my birthday this June. So when I learned to let go of the wrong beliefs around money, that's when I started to focus on what truly created more impact in my business and in my clients. And that allowed me to take more intentional breaks, to create this mini retirement plan for myself. And I thought rewarding myself was like buying the things I've always wanted, but in reality, that only made me feel empty and miserable and guilty, right? The real rewards is when you create more memories, you create more experiences, you create more hobbies that spark joy in your life. Those are the real rewards. Think about what you would like to do on your retirement. You know, some people think na, I just want to do nothing for like the next 10 years. Trust me, people who go in retirement and think that they just want to do nothing end up being bored and end up going back to work. Like, I watched this video, Malama Life. Okay, I watch her a lot, and I'll link her video below. If you want specific money tips that allowed me to fund my dream life, and also how I coach my clients exactly with this, you can check out this video, because I definitely go into greater detail on how you can act on that today. I'll see you there.